The world, indeed, is the prison of your souls. Oh, go in yonder direction, for there lies your open country. This world is finite, and truly, that other is infinite. Image and form are a barrier to that reality. From these foolish children, the ghoul-like devil is buying their reason and faith in exchange for the kingdom of this world. He decks out the carcass of this fleeting world so finely that with it he buys from them 200 rose gardens. By magic he produces such moonshine that by means of his magic he carries off from worthless folk 100 purses of money. Their eyes have been sealed by a mighty enchantment, so that they have sold such a precious pearl for rubbish. This pearl is superior to both worlds. The highest success belongs permanently to him who does not take the bait and sees the danger of imprisonment in the trap. How excellent are two noble and discerning eyes that preserve the body from corruption. Beware. This worldly empire is a talisman and a dead image. Its eye has led the foolish astray from the right path. It appears to wink. The foolish have made it their support and have put their trust in it. All the pleasures of this world are very delightful when viewed from a distance before the actual test. Seen from a distance, they appear like refreshing water. But when you approach them, they are a mirage. She, the world, is a stinking hag, though by reason of her great blandishments, she displays herself like a young bride. Hark, do not be deceived by her robe. Do not taste her sherbet, which is mixed with poison. Have patience, for patience is the key to joy. Her bait is visible. Her trap is hidden. At first sight, her favors seem sweet to you. No one looks back and regrets leaving this world. What's regretted is how real we thought it was, how much we worried about phenomena, and how little we considered what moves through form. Why did I spend my life denying death? Death is the key to truth. No one who has passed away from this world feels sorrow and regret and disappointment on account of death. No. But he feels 100 regrets for having missed the opportunities, saying to himself, "Why, through seeing double, did I make the lifelong object of my attention those phantoms that vanished at the fated hour?" The grief of the dead is not on account of death. It is because, as they say, we dwelt upon the phenomenal forms, and this we did not perceive, that those are mere form and foam, and that the foam is moved and fed by the sea. When the sea has cast the foam flakes on the shore, go to the graveyard and behold those flakes of foam. Then say to them, "Where is your movement and gyration now?" The sea has cast you into the crisis of a deadly malady, in order that they may say to you, not with their lips, but implicitly, ask this question of the sea, not of us. How should the foam-like phenomenal form move without the wave? How should the dust rise to the zenith without a wind? Since you have perceived the dust, namely the form, perceive the ocean of creative energy. The bird is flying up high, and its shadow is speeding on the earth, flying similar to a bird. Some fool begins to chase the shadow, running after it so far that he becomes powerless, not knowing that it is the reflection of that bird in the air, not knowing where the origin of the shadow is. He shoots arrows at the shadow. His quiver is emptied in seeking to shoot it. The quiver of his life became empty. His life passed in running hotly in chase of the shadow. But when the shadow of God is his nurse, it delivers him from every phantom and shadow. The shadow of God is that servant of God, who is dead to this world and living through God. Lay hold of his skirt quickly without misgiving, that you may be saved in the end of the last days of the world. Natural beauty is a tree limb reflected in the water of a creek, quivering there, not there. The growing that moves in the soul is more real than the tree limbs and reflections. We laugh and feel happy or sad over all this. Try instead to get a scent of the true orchard. Taste the vineyard within the vineyard. The man said to him, "O commander of the faithful, how did the spirit come to the earth from above? How did the infinite bird go into that cage?" Umar replied, "God recited spells and incantations over the spirit. When he recited spells over the non-existences, which have no eye or ear, they began to stir. Because of his spells, the non-existences at that very moment are dancing joyously into existence. Do not be intoxicated with these cups, which are phenomenal forms, lest you become a carver of idols and an idolater. Abandon the cups, namely the phenomenal forms. Do not tarry. There is wine in the cup, but it is not derived from the cup. There is spirit in the body, but it is not derived from the body. Open your mouth wide to the giver of the wine. When the wine comes, the cup will not be lacking." God said, "O Adam, seek my heart-enthralling reality. Take leave of the husk and outward form of the forbidden wheat. If other than God appears to you, 'tis the effect of his illusion. And if other than God vanishes from sight, 'tis his awakening. I traveled from town to town, but I haven't seen a city like the city of love. At the beginning, I didn't appreciate the value of that city. And because of my ignorance, I suffered very much in exile. I left the land of sugarcane and kept eating grasses in the pasture like animals. Why did I prefer leek and onions to manna or quail like the people of Moses? Anything I hear in this world besides the sound of love is nothing but the noise of drums. Because of that noisy drum, I dropped from the universe of wholeness to the world of the temporary. The vehicle which you will curse in the end, saying, 'You resemble a flourishing city, but you are really a ruined village,' Curse it now while it still appears to you like a city, in order that ultimately you may not have to unload in the wilderness. Curse it now when you still possess 100 gardens, lest you become unable to renounce it and become devoted to the wilderness. Suppose the empire is the empire of the West and the East. Since it will not remain, deem it to be as fleeting as a lightning flash. O you whose heart is slumbering, know that the kingdom that does not remain unto everlasting is but a dream. Give us patience and generosity and clarity to see through the images that appear. There is a wonderful world of God. Don't look for it in this imaginary world for even one moment. God is the only confidant for this world. Patience is the key to suffering. Everything good or evil comes from the causer. O Father, causes and means are nothing but a phantom that has materialized on the King's highway, in order that the period of heedlessness may endure for some time. Do not suffer all this anguish for the sake of mere forms. Grasp the reality without suffering headache on account of a form. You've heard the line, "This present life is a play." You've thrown off your clothes in the fun of living. They floated away in the wind, and now you're scared. While it's still day, I've realized that men are thieves, and that most of life is wasted, half in looking for a lover, and half in worrying over the plots of our enemies. The former desiring carries off our cloaks, and the latter anxiety takes our caps. Yet, we remain completely and obliviously absorbed in our play. It's getting dark. Death is near. Leave the game. Saddle the horse of remorse and catch up with the thief. Get your clothes back. Hold to the reins of love and don't be afraid. Hold to the real behind the false and don't be afraid. You must know that the beloved you seek is none other than you. Hold to this truth and don't be afraid.